What's up, guys? Welcome back to the fish room. Today we're going to be working on the 20 tall. As you can see, we got construction kind of already underway. Stick around and see who moves in. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got this whole little section kind of moved out. That's because of the plans we're about to accomplish here. I actually got the 20 tall right down here. If you're watching this video pretty soonish, Petco is running a $1 per gallon sale, at least in the Midwest. I don't know if that goes across country, but yeah, I think it lasts to August 19th or something. So if you haven't already took advantage of that, go do it now, after you're watching this video. But anyway, so as you can see, we kind of got some stuff underway. I moved the air pumps up, which is actually I should have done that a long time ago. I do still have to mess with the wiring. The wiring is a little crazy. All the hoses kind of tangled together when I moved them, so that'll be worked on after I get this project done, off camera obviously. But just real quick, I have a little bit of an update. I actually went ahead and moved the Odessa barbs over, and I also moved this light down, so we might have I might have to like mess with settings when I only look at this camera, because when I go down, which is not bad now because I just changed it, but look, see how it gets really bright, so I actually have to kind of mess with that, but it shows the colors of the fish a lot more. You can see Apollo right there. So this is definitely a semi-aggressive tank all the way around, and you're gonna see the Odessa barbs fighting, and as well as the rainbow shark kind of chasing after him. So if you don't know, rainbow sharks are really very territorial, and it's common that they're going to defend their ground. And for whatever reason, him and the firemouth have a really symbiotic relationship. So they actually don't touch each other. They actually guard each other, which is actually pretty funny. I was watching it yesterday just to make sure that it wasn't going to be something that I was going to have to pull one of the fish out. It seems to be okay. It's pretty much like a little game of cat and mouse. The Odessa barbs can pretty much hold their own. They're fighting amongst each other while they're getting fought by a rainbow shark, so I'm not too worried about them. They're all hiding right now for whatever reason. They literally been out. There's the two females. They've been going at it for whatever. They're actually more active than the males. I don't know if that's a common thing or if I just happen to get two rough and wild females, but anyway. So this thing is going okay. There's a male. Well, I don't know. I just missed it. I think you can see him flipping up and down over there. But they've been in since yesterday, and it seemed to be okay overnight. I don't see any dead fish on the ground or in the water, so that's good. And he seemed to have found his new little home. I actually got these the other day. My brother broke down one of his tanks and went ahead and gave them to me. So his fish don't fit in them anymore. He's got two jacks. A pair of jacks, and then the female probably would fit in there, but the male is definitely too big, unless it's the female that's big. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much a little update on that tank. So I'll keep you posted on the aggression and everything. We'll see if it calms down. But anyway, who's going in the 20 tall? I think that's the question everyone wants to know, and the answer is Frank. Frank is going in the 20 tall. He's watching closely. He's very curious. I probably turned the thing up again. 2.5 is probably good. Anyway, so he's moving in as well as the Corys, and most likely the neon tetras. So what's going on, Dakota? Why is everything changing? Well, with the recent deaths and kind of, I guess, the enticement of a beta community tank, I've decided to upgrade these tins. So these tins will actually both be getting broke down. And with the death of Porter, the dwarf Gourami, and the quarantine of the female Betta, because I'm having trouble feeding the tank with her in there, we are going to try a 20 tall setup which is going to allow me to kind of get a taller tank, which is going to help me be able to feed both the betta and the schooling fish, hopefully, as well as the cories, but they just get wafers. But like with the 12-inch tank, it's kind of hard to feed both of them because it doesn't fall far enough, you know? So I don't know if that makes sense. Some people probably kind of understand what I'm saying, other people don't, and I don't really know how to explain it without showing you, but I can't put her in there. So we'll try the 16-inch tall tank. We'll see how that works. Small schooling fish, that way I can feed floating food and sinking food at the same time, and hopefully that gives them enough swimming room to kind of attack the food anyway. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but we're gonna try it. So we're gonna have Frank. We're gonna eventually get 6 stir-bys because it's a big enough tank now, and then we're gonna throw the 4 neons in there and probably add a couple more because I don't think 4 is enough. Because we did lose Warrior, the big-eyed tetra, just because essentially I knew it was coming. He's blind. He can't really fight for food because he's blind. So it was just a matter of, it was what's a natural selection. Also, the green emeralds did lay eggs. So you can see eggs there. You can see them kind of, are they fertile? I don't know. They always, there's a whole bunch right there. But also, another quick update. We're just doing a whole bunch of quick updates real quick, get it out of the way. I got some root tabs. So we're gonna start feeding these Amazon swords some root tabs. Now these are the Aquarium Co-op. They've been rated pretty well, so I'm gonna give them a try. But anyway, let's go ahead and start moving on with the project. What I'm gonna do now, which will be off camera, is actually drain these 2 tins, get them off the rack with the fish in them, sadly. And then I'm going to put this underneath to kind of raise up the middle. It's a little not center or even, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do that real quick so we can get a nice even, hopefully nice even rack, and then we will move on from there. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so it's been a little while. We got some progress done. I got the board underneath, so we're actually looking a lot better. If you just take a look over here, I don't know if you can really see it. We are now pretty low. It's a little off, but not enough that's gonna bother me. It was pretty bad. So we have that up there, so that should help that. And then also we got the 2 tanks, 2 betta tanks down. As you can see, I have air running in so for oxygen, but other than that, they're just gonna sit there for right now. And we're gonna slowly get this thing put together. I gotta let the water heat up to the right temperature, and then we should be good to just go ahead and throw it in there. I might add some of the water from the previous tank just to get the conditions right, but if I remember right, they test pretty new, like everything's just like tap water for me on these 2 tanks at least. But save $30. Yep, not me. I don't buy Aquarium products, laugh out loud. I have the tank and the filter. So this is the filter I was talking about. I don't know if I showed exactly what it was. It's the one that's on that tank right there. But it's just a quiet flow internal power filter, and it's not like crazy flow. But essentially, it'll be perfect for the bettas. It'll just give a little bit of mechanical filtration. That way it just helps out, you know. It's not gonna be like the best thing ever, but what might actually end up happening is I might get a bigger one for that tank, and then replacing that one with the next. I'm gonna put another 20 high there, so I'll probably put it on that, as well as I'm gonna try, because I'm just pretty much done with hang-on backs. I know you can like supercharge them and stuff, but this guy's gonna need a bigger filter, so I actually might try getting the biggest internal and just see how that works. So I really can't do it with this because I have fry, and that would be an issue. That sucker would suck up some fry, no problem. But we're definitely gonna try it with these other few tanks. I also changed the bulbs out on this. I'm sure you can probably tell. So what I ended up getting, we'll go over here. The fish room's messy, guys. You know, doing projects, you know how it is. I actually got, I don't remember exactly what they're called. I got them off of Amazon. They're rated 65K. I know that's doesn't really, like with today's light bulbs, doesn't really help anybody out because all light bulbs are different. But this is what they look like. So they fit in your regular screw-in thing. I don't know what that thing's called, socket or whatever. And that's what they look like. They're 65K and they're pretty white, so I think that stays true. But from a sponge filter tipped over, might have to get that. But they're pretty nice. I think they're 17 bucks for 4. I put one on this tank too, but this tank's really tanny. And you see a huge ball of moss or algae, so I have to get that out and I have to figure something out there. But yeah, so we're gonna keep moving on. Next update will probably have water in here and a few decorations. But yeah, stay tuned. Alright guys, so we're back, and this is the aftermath of what happens when you do a small project. I mean, it didn't seem very small, but it ended up being very large. So as you can see, I got the tetras out. I acclimated them for a bit. I didn't do too much. I also got Dave's tank back up there. It's not completely filled up, but it's enough to where it's functional. And then there's the new tank. And just real quick, just so you guys know, okay, so there is a red tiger narite snail, and this is one that actually has a name. I think it was the first red tiger we ended up getting. We named it Betsy. So she's a big old girl. I mean, she's a big snail. You're not gonna be able to see her because she's under the log. But I put her in this cup. Here we go. Let's do this. Is it this way? I put her in this cup, and as you can see, I don't know if you can really see, but it's not completely on. So what I did is I put her in there, and I'm over here filling this tank up, getting it ready, and might be two. Getting it ready, and I look over and I don't see her in there, so I'm thinking it's just like one of those weird, like she's on the other side of it. But that wasn't the case. She was on the back wall of that tank. So she snuck out of the cup into the tank, and luckily I got her. I don't think she would have got harmed because she was so big, but yeah, I didn't want to take that chance. She's one of my favorites. So she's now safely in this tank, unharmed. And as you can see, there's the neons. The tank's still a little cloudy because I stirred a whole bunch of stuff up, but I don't really know where the stir-bys went. I know they're here somewhere. I saw them on the back wall, now they're gone. But I did leave them a large cave, so now they have a very big cave to hide under, and there's also a lot of sand. So once they start digging around, a lot of this will kind of settle in, and they'll have a good amount of sand to play in. I put a lot of Eco-Complete and gravel underneath the plants, so I know it doesn't look like too much right here, but I shoved a whole bunch of gravel and a whole bunch of Eco-Complete down there, as well as when I lifted the plant out, there was tons of Eco-Complete stuck on, oh, there's one, stuck on the roots. So plant should be good, even though there's sand in here. It's the exact same thing. It kind of went on over here, just not as well done. That one kind of is settled in, so but anyway, so this should have a lot more space to root in and grow and be happy. I also am going to put some root tabs in there as well. And then I stuck see, there's a Java fern there and there. That one's pinned between two rocks. That one's glued on. So those will grow. He's already found his little cave, I swear. He thinks he's a Cory. I don't think he knows he's a Betta. But anyway, he hasn't even wanted to even mess with the tetras. He just has no care for the world, or no care in the world for them. And that's what I'm saying. So like, it's all temperamental with Bettas. Like, you could have one that literally will nonstop chase something, and you're like, I don't know what to do. And then you have one that's like this, who literally wouldn't hurt a fly, it seems like. So everything's going well so far. Hopefully none of them go into shock or anything. They shouldn't. I acclimated everything and all that jazz. So everything's pretty much the same. I might end up adding a little more gravel around here in the long run, but I really don't have no reason to. I mean, the only plants that are in here right now are right here, and right here, and some of the other stuff that's kind of just hanging out in the driftwood and stuff. So I plan on adding more plants eventually, but I might get some more Vallisneria. That might be cool in the back there. But this gives them tons of swimming room, and I think I'm using my space more efficiently. So now what happens is this tank's empty except for 4 emerald greens. So now I have a full tank to play with, to get new fish and to try out some new things, or bring back the dwarf gourami because I miss him. But what are you doing, weirdo? But yeah, we'll keep an eye on this tank and make sure everything goes over smoothly. But I think the only other thing I'm going to do today is bring this light down, and there's no reason to record that. It's just extending the chain a little bit, and hopefully getting rid of these lights here, because I don't think I'm going to need them. I don't think. We'll see. I'm hoping it kind of just looks like that tank. If it looks like that, it'll be perfect, and I won't need these expensive lights anymore. So I don't know what I'll do with them exactly, but I might put like a couple of them over here on the 20 because it doesn't have a hanging light. So anyway, that's gonna do it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That stuff really helps. Constructive criticism, all that jazz. We can watch these guys fight because they're a bunch of losers. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. What's up, guys? It's DeToX. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to check out the other videos here down below, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.